Where's Ross Chastain? We ain't heard from the Watermelon Man all season long.
Come on, man.
I don't even know. Is watermelon season still in? I mean, I have no idea. It's still in? Well, he must be farming watermelons and not racing no damn race cars, because I ain't seen his ass up there in a long time. But what's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, center of the universe. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, we got some good stuff to go over. A little bit of NASCAR news. We're going to recap that Pocono race. And we're talking about the Brickyard, man. Thank God we are finally off the road course and back to the true oval, man. That's what I'm talking about. Some NASCAR roots coming back, man. Before we get started, the way we like to start the show out is what we call the word of the day. All right, so the way you play this is basically Lawrence going to throw a word up. I have no idea what it is, but every time I say it, you're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always like to say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, look, man, you got a couple more weeks of summertime. You better live it up. Red Bull, sweet tea, Kool-Aid. Just eat sugar by the teaspoon. I really don't care. I'm not your daddy. It doesn't matter to me. But play along, y'all. So I don't have my sheet up here. I left it, Lawrence. I'm sorry. You gave it to me. I left it. Tricky. I don't know. Oh, tricky was the word last week. Lawrence told me. Which we said that a couple times. Probably not a lot. I like the nickname, but I probably didn't say it too often. But make sure you play along. So this week's word is going to be, I have no idea, y'all, but take a sip. So getting into the NASCAR news, man, if you watched that race on Sunday, hey, young Ryan Blaney, baby, comes home. Another checkered flag. Lawrence, God damn, Lawrence, man. Why do we have to talk about this, man? All the time, why do we have to do this, right? Like, Lawrence throws up the Ford symbol. It's a cuss word to me. I've always been a Chevrolet guy. I'm always going to be a Chevy guy. But at the end of the day, young Ryan Blaney found a way to come home victorious. And I tell you what, man, we're going to recap what I think cost another driver that race. But, hey, man, at the end of the day, got clean on those restarts, got the push he needed, clean air, drove away. Another checkered flag in there, man. So, look, heating up this summer. You want to talk about a guy that I think is going to contend? He might go back-to-back. It's been a little while since we had a back-to-back, man. He might be the one that does it. You know, I don't think so, but he might. So Josh Berry, man, making some headlines over there at Stewart-Haas. We know that team's folding up at the end of the year, and he's making the moves on over. But, hey, I mean, this weekend, man, Panini Sports Cards, which anybody that knows it, that's a good sports car brand, man. They pretty much bought the rights to a lot of stuff. Caitlin Clark is teaming up, going to be on the hood of that Ford SHR car, another Ford. So hopefully he does some work, man. And I tell you what, if you know the history there, the last couple times we've been at Indy of that Ford car, another guy behind the wheel, but at the end of the day, hey, they set it up and they won. So watch out. That Ford car might do some stuff, but good headlines there. Nice little publicity boost, bumping the brand. And, hey, man, Caitlin Clark on the hood, baby. So here's something that I found interesting, and I was reading some news articles today. Legacy Motorsports making some changes. You know, we knew that Legacy Motor Club changed over last year and became affiliated a Tier 1 team, supposedly, with Toyota. It hadn't shown this year at all. John Hunter Nemechek, a couple good runs. Eric Jones been a little quiet. But we're making some shifts, man, behind the scenes there, which maybe propels them in the right direction. So general management, the guys out, and Bobby Kennedy is going to take over as the general management there for Legacy Motor Club. Now, again, I'm one of those guys that thinks, you know, if it grows stale and things aren't moving in the right direction, especially in a business as of NASCAR, you've got to make the move sooner better than later. And they're making those moves. So I think that hopefully it pays off. I mean, Bobby's got a lot of experience, been a crew chief. He's got some experience on and off the box. I think if there's a guy behind the scenes that can really help this team move forward, possibly be him as overall. I don't expect a huge leap. I don't expect him to go out and start contending for wins. But to take that equipment and let's get some top 20 finishes, top 15 finishes, maybe even some top 10s, going to definitely pay dividends for that brand. So we'll see how it goes, but making moves over there at Legacy, man. So if you guys hadn't yet, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media. Lawrence does a great job. I have nothing to do with it, to be honest. Lawrence does a great job. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Alex Bowman helmet is going away tonight. I have no idea. We're going to do a little short after the show. We're going to give this away. Somebody's going to be announced. It's getting in the mail here in the next few days. It's coming to you, all right? Thanks for everybody that, you know, subscribed, played along over the last few weeks. We had a big increase there over the last couple of weeks, which I really enjoyed. Thank you guys for that. But make sure you stay tuned, man. We got a lot of other good stuff to give away this year. there's no telling what Lawrence is going to pull out of his bag of tricks, man. Lawrence got all kinds of stuff to give away. We got some other stuff, obviously, as we get later in the season. We got some Bulldog tickets I fell into we're going to give away for a home game. So make sure you guys are following. If you haven't, like, share, follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel. As I always say, the more eyes we get on the show, hopefully the more eyes we get on the checkered flag for charity. At the upcoming Richmond race, which I thought this was cool, finally we're implementing something I think with the next-gen car on short tracks we should have been doing a very long time ago. It's the only way you manipulate, let's say, speed in the race. We're not giving any more horsepower, so we got to do something, right? We got some different tire compounds coming in, man. They're going to have options for a softer short-run tire or what I guess they're calling a premium tire, which is more of that normal tire you get, long runs, wear and tear. But I love it. I think that's something that we need to put in a lot more short tracks other than outside of Richmond. I think this is going to be a really good test. I think when we get in the playoffs at Bristol, this is something that you might see as well. Opens up a lot of strategy for teams, whether they need to get some track position and they're praying on a short caution, or maybe we have a caution before the end of a stage and they want to gain some position. Or maybe we got a green-white checkered 7 laps to go, you know, and somebody's going to come in and take those softer tires to try to get there. So I think it gives teams a lot more options. I think that strategy-wise, it opens up a lot more doors other than just fuel mileage. And with stage racing, fuel mileage kind of goes away, especially at short tracks, depending on how the cautions fall. But excited. I think it's a really good move that NASCAR made. So at the end of the day, love to see how this is going to play out at Richmond and what kind of strategy we're going to get out of it. So make sure you stay tuned on that. Hailie Deegan, man, a little bit of news there, making the jump to Indy. You know, she lost her ride a couple weeks ago, last week, week before, somewhere in there. You know, look, I mean, I think they moved her up too quick. I think Truck Series, she should have sat until you start getting wins. I think that's something that's key as far as talent and moving up to some of these bigger teams, whether you go to Cup from Trucks or whether you go to Xfinity from Trucks. You got to have the wins. You got to know how to go out and win the race, right? And she just hadn't been able to find that. So, you know, if Indy's her thing, obviously it's very brandable. I mean, she's a very young girl, good-looking girl in her own. Got a badass dad, by the way. You know, so at the end of the day, I think it's very marketable. You know, if she can make that move into Indy and become in that big Indy league, I mean, it could be another Danica Patrick. Who knows, you know? But at the end of the day, I wish her the best. Hope the best for her. Maybe you'll ever see her take some steps back into the Truck Series. Who knows, you know? But at the end of the day, really good little time there for her. Wish the best. Hope the best for her, man. That's what it's all about. I got notes coming in. Hot news right there, baby. Hot news. So, you know, again, I talked about it earlier. Checkered flag for charity, you guys. Like I said, the more eyes we get on the show, hopefully the more we get. Lawrence just did the number generator over here, so we are going to give this helmet away right now as we speak. Again, like I say all the time, if you're in the local listening area and you come into coaches, nickels, pennies, dimes, 10, 20s, 150s, doesn't matter what it is, whatever you got to donate, make sure you tell somebody you want to donate Checkered Flag for charity. It all stays local right here. We're helping raise money for Help Save One of Our Own, a local 501c3 organization, all tax deductible. It's awesome. You know, so if you hadn't heard of them, do some research. These guys do a lot of good for the local community. Been doing it for a very long time, man. So make sure you're staying tuned to that. But the way we do Checkered Flag for charity, whatever car number wins, we donate in. If it's anything under Christopher Bell in that 20, it's always a 20. So another 20 goes in. I think that brings it up to close to $1,500 on just the checkered flag, not the other things that we did. But we're doing good. We got to make some bigger moves. So if you're watching, you want to donate in, hit us up, man. Write a comment. Come up to coaches. Donate in, man. We're all about the money. Again, all stays right here, local, in the area, helping somebody out, man. It's a feel-good. A little pat on the back for yourself. Hey, and you get the feel-goods for it, man. So, giving this helmet away, Lawrence hit the numbers right here. Subscriber number 334. So that's somebody pretty new, man. That's somebody pretty new that's winning it. Katie Lady 87, man. 0 through 349, which we were at 350 yesterday. So whoever backed out of the show, you guys suck. You lost out, okay? You suck really bad. It might have been you, but you suck really bad. So at the end of the day, Katie Lady 87, you got this Alex Bowman helmet coming your way. It's going to come with a certificate of authenticity, man, autographed on it, in a bag. I mean, it's a cool helmet. Very good piece. So at the end of the day, congratulations. Again, you got more opportunities to win as we go on. We still got some weeks left, man. We got till November, so make sure you're going out, subscribing on that YouTube channel. Lawrence, thank you for that. Again, Katie Lady 87, congrats, man. Subscriber number 334, baby. So getting ready to get into the who's hot and who's not, but before we do, we're going to give a big shout out to Arbor Man Tree Service, the best tree service in Savannah. Locally owned, locally operated. You're going to see that number scrolling all night long. Parker Eccles, owner-operator over there, does a great job, man. Insured, whatever it may be. Full tree removal, stump grinding, getting some limbs cut back. Again, man, I don't know what he'll do if you mention rubbing and grubbing. He might give you a little something off. Who knows, man? You know, he might be ready to get after. I don't know where he's at. I ain't seen him in a few weeks. I know they got kids' involvement. He's a busy, busy, busy man. So at the end of the day, again, you'll see that number scrolling, Arbor Man Tree Service. Make sure you give them a call for all your tree service needs. As I always like to say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call. I love you, baby. So before we get into this who's hot, we're going to pause for station identification, y'all. Coach's Corner Sports Network, rubbing and grubbing. Cheers, baby.
You want that bottle of JD?
Not yet. I'm saying the old JD Jack Daniels for the end of the show. And then hopefully my parents aren't watching anymore. They already know. But getting into the who's hot, man. Young Ryan Blaney's got to take over the #1 spot. And I know Lawrence is happy. It's his favorite driver. I kind of did it, you know, to finally pay homage to him, man. But look, let's be honest. Over the last 5 weeks, this is probably one of the hottest drivers in the sport. A couple wins there. Man, just getting it put together at the right time, I feel like. Now, you don't want to get too hot before you get to the playoffs and use up all the good juju, right? You got to save some juju, man. So I think the team's getting it figured out. I think Blaney as a driver is growing. 12 wins there, by the way. 12 for the 12 car at Pocono. Won me some money. I'm happy. Thank you, Ryan Blaney. I appreciate you, brother. But at the end of the day, he's making a strong case again, like I said, to possibly go back-to-back. And it's been a little while since we had a back-to-back Cup Series champion. We'll see if he can make it and string it together when we get into those September races, we get into the playoffs. If he can string it together, have those good finishes, stay out of trouble, get a couple more stage wins. You know, he really needs that. He needs some stage wins. But at the end of the day, I think he's in a good position. Be on the lookout. Young Ryan Blaney might be coming for another trophy, man. Second on the hot list this week, come on, man. You already know. Chase the Bulldog Elliott, baby. I mean, come on. Look, consistency is key, all right? The man finished outside the top 20 one time, another top 10 finish there, doing good, putting in the work. He's only got 1 win, and the stage wins and points are minimal. Now, that's what I think is the key for this team. We got the win, we know we're in. Over the next few weeks, let's go out and get the stage wins. Let's figure out some strategy to go out and get those stage wins to get the playoff points that you're going to need just in case you got a bad one. I don't think he's going to have a bad one. I think that we're heating up at the right time. I think 5 races to go, 4 races to go before we hit those playoffs. 3 races, he's in a good spot, man. Once we get in the playoffs, I think the first round this year, especially with Atlanta being a playoff track, it's going to pay dividends to Chase Elliott, man. So be on the lookout for that 9 team. They're heating it up. Again, consistency is key. They've had it all year long. The average finish for them, I think it's 10-4, 10-6 on the year. That's the best in the sport right now. So be on the lookout. Chase the Bulldog Elliott, baby. He's coming. Third, I hate to always put him on there. It's not my cup of tea, but Denny Hamlin. I got to give credit where credit's due. Denny Hamlin, man, comes home second place finish there at Pocono. His best racetrack, if you think about it, all-time win leader was 7. He beat my guy, my all-time favorite, the GOAT, by the way, Gordon. I think he had 6 there, which really pisses me off, but whatever. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Records are made to be broken. But, hey, again, in the hunt, he's always going to contend for the championship. Now, the biggest question mark we have is the same one we've had over the last 15, 16, 18 years with Denny Hamlin. Can he win a championship? I don't think 2024 is going to be the year. I really don't. I don't think he does. I don't even think he makes the Final Four. That's just me. You heard it here first. Any Hamlin fans out there that subscribe, $5 bet right now. You write it in the comments tonight. It's a $5 bet locked in. If he makes it to the Final Four, I'll give you $5. I got Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever it is you need. But if he does not, you donate $5 in Checker Flag for charity. That's a $5 bet this week, man. So getting into the who's not. I hate to do it to him, but I love to do it at the same time. Kyle Busch. I mean, come on, man. You want to talk about a dismal season. That's a dismal season right here. Now, can he turn it around? Yeah, he possibly could. He needs a win. Definitely going to have to get a win. Could he do it this weekend the way he's been running? No, probably not. But you never know. So I really hope they do. I think the more talent we get in there, I want to see the guys that run good. And really, to be honest, Kyle really doesn't deserve to be in it, that team. a lot of it's out of his doing, a lot of DNS, a lot of race cars there at RCR in that 18, but we're trying to rebuild a brand, and I give him that. But I feel like Richard Childress is getting into the Richard Petty days of like, it's just a name, right? Like we all know Richard Childress, Dale Earnhardt Sr. go hand in hand. Richard Petty does it for a long time, did it for a long time. We're going to have a name out there. We're going to have cars out there. We might win a race here and there, but we're not going to pump the dollars in. And I think in this day of any, you better start pumping the dollars in if you want to contend. Everybody's so equal. You got to figure it out. Best engineers, best R&D department, best technological, whatever you can get. Data, I mean, people behind the scenes. You better build a strong farm team to come out and contend for wins. I mean, Trackhouse, prime example. Everybody, oh, they're super hot. This is the next big league. I didn't expect them to do great year one either, but they did. And what are we doing now? Daniel Suarez got to win. Where's Ross Chastain? We ain't heard from the Watermelon Man all season long. I don't even know. Is watermelon season still in? I mean, I have no idea. Oh, it's still in? Well, he must be farming watermelons and not racing no damn race cars because I ain't seen his ass up there in a long time. But at the end of the day, maybe he'll get it together and get it figured out. But again, it's hard. This is a very difficult sport. Everybody's so equal. You got the best talent in the world as drivers, and the cars are equal, man. So that little bit of money you throw in goes a long way. But right now, again, like I said, Kyle Busch on the not list, man. You know, when you look at it, something I'm going to talk about that I'm not a fan of, and this is timed races. And I get implementing a time clock on places we don't have lights, and it's going to get dark, and we got to do this, and we got to get it down, right? I think this comes back to, again, I've talked about it, the rule book in NASCAR needs to be revised this year. We need to change a lot of things, and this is one of them. So if we can't get the race to halfway, if we honestly think we can, then cool. All right, and if, let's say we're 100 laps short of halfway, and we don't think we can get the race started back in 2 hours, we need to just go ahead and call it off till the next day. Or if we're halfway and we can't get it restarted in the next 2 hours, we go ahead and call it then, right? Like, you got meteorologists, man. You got all kinds of radars. You know, you could be a weatherman and go, hey, can we get the track dried and get the race started back in 2.5 hours max? If we can't, call the race right then and there and be done. Let's not do what we did at Charlotte. Dry it off for 2 hours, get it ready to go racing, and then go, hey, guess what? We're calling it. That was some BS, all right? So that time races in NASCAR is one thing I never want to see. I want to see a lap count. I don't want to see a time. We got 2 hours to run it, 3 hours to run it. I don't want to see guys race for 3 hours. I want to see guys race to a lap count. So that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Comment on it. But time races in NASCAR is definitely on the not list for sure. Still, the EV car, it's going to be on the not list. We are not doing that. I promise you that. Electric vehicle racing in NASCAR has no room. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to pump sound and pump smell in. What are we going to do? Light tires on fire? We're going to spin a tire and blow it out over the racetrack? Come on, that's why we go. Not only to watch the race, the sounds, the smells, and the sights, man. I mean, that's what really gets you focused in and locked in. Nothing smells better than 40, 38 race cars going by you, burning rubber and burning fuel. It's the greatest smell ever, man. If you hadn't experienced it, you better go to a NASCAR race, man. But electric vehicles, we can't do that, man. So getting into that Pocono recap, y'all. Again, I mentioned it earlier. Young Ryan Blaney comes home victorious, gets another checkered flag, locks himself in solid in those playoffs. Gonna contend, man. Now, when we talk about it earlier, JGR looked strong with Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin leading some laps, being out front. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to tell you what I think cost the 11 the race. At the end of stage 2, they pitted at the end of the stage. Ryan Blaney pitted before, and they just couldn't ever really get that track position back. And I think that when you go to a place like Pocono and everybody being so equal, long run, short run, whatever it may be, it's hard to get it back. Once you lose it, it's hard to come up through the field. I mean, it is. It's a spaced out racetrack. It is true NASCAR racing at its finest. And at the end of the day, they just couldn't get back into it. So, you know, I think that cost them the race. But again, a good look for Toyota there. They finished really good. They finished strong. And that's really what it's all about. Tyler Reddick at 23-11, the 11, the 19. Everybody finished really good Toyota there at Pocono. So that's something you got to keep an eye on. HMS had a solid run, didn't really contend to lead those laps up there like you really thought they would. Bowman came home the highest finish in HMS Chevy, came home third. Chase Elliott was right there, William Byron right there. I think they were 6th and 7th or 5th and 6th, somewhere right in there. Larson finished 13th. So, hey, all 4 cars inside the top 15, I'll take that, especially after speeding penalties there towards the end of the race, 20-plus laps to go, got busted for speeding. Hey, they found a way to fight it back, man, and get inside and do their thing. So, hey, hats off. Hendrick Motorsports, the best organization in NASCAR, baby. Didn't go without the drama. I mean, as always, every week has it. 7 of Corey LaJoie and the 8 of Kyle Busch, 7 and 8, getting into each other right there. That was probably the biggest mayhem of the day. Corey's not apologizing for what he did. I get it, but at the end of the day, I hope he knows he was dead ass wrong for that. You got a brake pedal, brother, and you knew you weren't making that. And I like Kyle. Now, I want to see what Kyle Busch does. I think he's lost a little bit of that fire and that flair, man. I think he needs to go out and start setting some of these younger drivers straight, man. You know, you got to be the OG, triple OG. You better start using that fender like you did when you were young, baby. Wreck them. Hell, wreck them. Who cares, man? You ain't got nothing to prove right now. Season's already a wash. Unless you win, you might as well go out there and wreck some people, man. Do your thing, Kyle. Go get them. So getting into that Brickyard preview, y'all, back to what I consider a crown jewel in NASCAR, man. We waited so long to get on this racetrack in '94, and we finally did, and we raced it a long time, and people complain and they bitch about the tires and this and that and racing. Doesn't matter about the racing, man. That's what NASCAR racing is. Spaced out, who's got the long run, who's got the short run. Can they do it on pit road? Can they get there, right? Can they figure out a way to catch the guy in first and win this race? And this is one of the best places to try to figure out. This is a driver's track, man. It is long, it is flat, it is wide. We're going to see who does it. And the best thing about it, we hadn't raced the next gen there, so I feel like we're going into a level playing field. You know, who's going to kiss the bricks on Sunday, baby? Make sure you tune in, watch that race, but better yet, come up to Savannah's Hub, the best place to watch NASCAR in Savannah, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia, baby. Right here, Sunday. Come on up, man. So getting into the top 5, one, I think you're stupid if you don't take this guy number 1. That's Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson's going to be number 1 on my list for sure. Raced Indy earlier in the Indy car. He's the only guy that's got some laps on it, baby. I mean, hey, go put him there. Let's go get it in. 2 for me, Denny Hamlin, again, a guy that's been there, raced it, multiple generations of race cars. I think he's got a really thing. I guess you can relate it to Pocono in a way with the flat corner, right? It's not the same, but similar. So we'll see if he can bring some thunder. 3 for me, Chase the Bulldog Elliott, baby. You know he's gonna contend. He's gonna come for it. I'd love to see my man kiss the bricks. Why not? Let's go get it. Let's get that second win there. 3, another HMS driver, 24 car, baby. William Byron, who won the inaugural in '94? Jeff Gordon, baby. You go throughout, I don't know, there's a thing on Facebook. I can't remember how many years it is, but 94, 04, 2024, could all be the 24 car, baby. Let's get it in. 5, you're stupid if you leave him out, Ryan Blaney. Young Ryan Blaney in that Ford right there. We know it's a Penske-owned racetrack. You don't think Penske's going to show up with some speed? Ford going to show up with speed? You better get it right. So I'll take Ryan Blaney 5th. Dark horses, not going too dark. Alex Bowman, as always. Man's been heating up, having good runs as we get into the summer. Again, I think he can go and run. We've seen that 48 win there a time or two with the JJ behind the wheel. And guy's been quiet last few weeks. Christopher Bell. I think you better watch out for that Toyota this week. They might bring the Thunder, have some speed there. So those are my dark horses, man. So getting into that money line, presented by Redfin Polarized, the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. It doesn't matter, man, whether you got a wall hanger or money on the line, make sure you see it clearly. Again, with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Italian frames, Carl Zeiss lenses, man, these things are made for the woods or the water. Does not matter. Go check that website out. They got some good looking glasses up. I'm getting ready to order a new pair here in about the next 2 weeks. Will Hare got his. He's rocking it out. You see that, man. Make sure you go out and follow Will Hare Racing out there on Facebook, too. Show that local boy some support, man. He's got the last race coming up this Thursday out there at Atlanta Motor Speedway, man. We'd love nothing more for him to come home and get a win. He got put the bumper to some of them out there. They deserve it, too. I guarantee you it's a nice kid. He's not retaliative at any means, but we better go put a bumper to somebody, man. That's what I'm talking about. But like I said, go to their website, Redfin, check it out, man. You can type in code Rubbin' and Grubbin', save you 15% off. Like I said, doesn't matter what it is. These things are made for the lake, the woods, the water. As always, man, make sure you see life clearly with the best polarized sunglasses. Redfin, baby. Live life fins up, man. So Denny Hamlin opens up as the favorite, plus 400. I mean, obviously, you'll see that. Kyle Larson's right behind him. I look a little bit deeper in the field. Elliott and Bowman and Byron all have great odds there for a win, so we'll definitely be locking some of those in. But if you look at Kyle Busch, plus 3,000, might have some really good top 5 odds. So, again, make sure you are keeping up with us. Lawrence does a great job on social media, keeping you up to date with what we lock in. Follow us on Twitter there, and you'll see what we lock in for the weekend, baby. So getting into the hard right turn, Lamar's Body Shop, baby. Before we do, got to give a big shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the body shop guru over there, Lamar and his team. 35 plus years taking care of all of Savannah's auto collision needs. These guys do the best job possible in the city of Savannah. 2301 Skidaway Road, hop, skip, and a jump from Coaches. Again, 2301, hop, skip, and a jump. Make sure you're coming up, checking it out. Drop the car off, come eat lunch. It's a win-win, baby. Again, Lamar's Body Shop, as I always say, why settle for par? Go see Lamar. Getting into the hard right turn, and I have nothing written down, y'all, to be honest with you, because there's not really anything for me to really go in about this week. But I will tell you this. I'm glad NASCAR is getting back to some staple tracks. We need to get rid of more road courses, get back to some oval tracks. I don't care where it's at. Let's get it fixed in. Do it big, man. So that's going to do it for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing, and obviously it is National Hot Dog Day, so guess what? I'm coming with some hot dogs too. Now, I dress mine up a little different than them boys do. I didn't go chili dog this time. Usually I go chili dog. I didn't do that. I just went the classic American dogs, man. We got them thrown on there. I got the relish and onions on the side, some homemade chips, baby. I'm going to throw the mustard, the ketchup. I'm going to get real weird with this in just a little bit, man. But, hey, look, I hope everybody's celebrating this summertime, man. It's having a good time. Make sure you guys are staying tuned, following me right here behind me. We got Coach Carl DeMasi with that DeMasi Sports Report, baby. Keeping you up to date, everything in the local area as far as those major league sports. I'm sure he's going to talk about the home run derby, which kind of hurt my feelings. The Bear, Ozuna didn't do ish in the home run derby, man. Pissed me off too, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it was a good little show. All-star game recap, going to get you up on the Braves, everything local in the area. So again, make sure you stay tuned for Coach Carl. Also go out, check out that YouTube channel, Coach Carl DeMasi Sports Report. Doing big things, man. They're making moves. I need some young youth in high school. Y'all go follow some NASCAR racing, baby. Come on over to the dark side. Follow a little rubbing and grubbing, man. We'll corrupt you a little bit. We'll get you interested. Come on, man. Throw it up. Bet your lunch money. We'll win you. I'll try to double your lunch money for you, okay? At the end of the day, I'm out, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm not going to say glad you enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm getting ready to get in here and get after it, man. I told you, I'm waiting until the end of the show. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next Wednesday, stay safe. Love your loved ones, man. Give them a hug, give them a kiss. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Hey, I got to give a big shout out to my Tybee folks that subscribe. Bobo, we're going to miss you always, brother, but you will never be forgotten. The kindest soul ever to walk these sands of beaches at Tybee Island, okay? So this one's to Bobo, baby. Cheers, brother. It's my least favorite. Oh, love you guys. Oh, Lauren's getting one. Yeah, well, you know, Coach, sometime. You want me to leave it up here for you, Coach? No, I didn't think so.